Here in this example, we are getting a list as an output of the movie titles which have the rating 10. Now, instead of list, let's say we are interested in the movie titles, but in a concatenated format. So what we can do, instead of collecting it as a list, we can call another collector. We can use another collector from the collectors using joining. So if we call the method joining, then it means that whatever value is being passed to this collector, it will join them and it will return them as a string. So it will be a string. Let's correct it. And now I say that filter the movies, then map it to a title because we are interested in the titles, then join them and print them on the console. So if we run this code now, we see a weird thing. We see LOTR, then the Dark Knight. We see the name of the movies concatenated, but there is no separator. To solve this, we use another variant of the joining, and this time we pass it a delimiter. So let's say we pass the comma, and if we run it now, we will see the delimiter in the output. So we see LOTR separated by comma, and then the Dark Knight, the name of the second movie. So that's how we use the joining methods of the collector to join the values. Okay, that's it for now. Thank you. In the last video, we saw how to use concatenate values using the joining method of the collector. So here in this example, we were using filter to apply a predicate, then map method to get the title, and then concatenating them using the joining method. But in this video, we will see there is an alternative way to do the same thing, filtering and mapping using the collector. So let me comment the filter and map, and instead of joining directly, we will call Collectors.filtering. So there is a filtering method in the collectors. If we go to this method, we see that it accepts a predicate because it needs that to test the condition to apply the filtering. Then it accepts another collector, downstream collector, because after the filtering is done, it doesn't know how to collect the elements. So we have to provide a downstream collector to collect the values accordingly. So first let's provide it a predicate, and then we'll see how to pass the downstream collector. So the first argument is predicate. We provided a predicate, and the second argument is a collector again. Now because this is a collector, so we can pass another collector as the parameter, and this time we will pass the mapping because we have to do the mapping. We call the mapping method on the collectors, and it again returns a collector. So the first argument is a mapper because we need to map the values, and the second argument again is the downstream because after the mapping it needs a downstream collector to collect the values that will be returned as the output. So the first argument is a function, mapper function, to map the values. So we copy the same mapper function and we pass it here. And the second argument now is another collector, downstream collector. And we will be using the same collector that we used earlier. So Collectors.joining. And this time we pass it a separator, same separator basically, a comma. And now if we run this code, we should see the same output after the filtering and mapping function. This is taking some time. Okay, now the build is moving. Yeah, so we see the same output, LOTR and Dark Knight. Here what is happening when we call the collect, we first call the filtering step, it filters the records using this predicate, then it calls another collector. Now this collector again is a two-step process, so it first maps the values using this mapper function and then finally pass all those values to the downstream collector, which is basically calling the joining method. So we saw an alternative way in how to use the different collectors filtering and mapping this time. I hope it helps. That's it for now. Thank you.